Our Thunder fans, Travis Solonix here, joined by Thunder manager Shawn Chacon. The team's en route from Williamsport to Frederick, Maryland after the 6-2 win over Crosscutters tonight, following the 21-5 win last night. Shawn, you kind of touched on how you didn't hope there wasn't going to be a letdown and a hangover after last night's game, and definitely was not tonight. It seemed like a nice, complete team win. The offense mixed in some runs throughout the game, 6 runs, pitching real strong, led by starter Jude Abadessa. Touched on the 2-game series win and mini sweep out there in Williamsport.
So again, thanks for having me, Travis. Sorry for the background noise. We're on the bus headed to Frederick for a 1-game set there. But yeah, man, big win tonight. Like you mentioned, last night's game, 21-4 or whatever it was. Those games are good up to a certain point for a team, and then at some point it becomes, it could become one of those games where it's just there's no momentum left. It doesn't carry over the next day. A lot of times when you play closer games, you kind of keep that emotional momentum going to the next day. When there's blowouts like that, a lot of people are just trying to get through the end of the game, and then, you lose some of that gamesmanship and competitions type stuff. So today was a real big test of us coming out and not taking granted. And again, started with pitching. And Jude Abadessa, he was the medicine tonight, man. He came out pumping strikes, got into some trouble with some base runners here and there, but was able to get ground ball. I think we turned 4 double plays tonight throughout the whole game. But yeah, you gotta hand that one to Jude. He could have gone 7. I'm sure he could have, and he wanted to. His pitch count was low, but we wanted him to understand that game right there, that's exactly what we needed. We wanted to leave him out there feeling good about himself. And then the bullpen came in. Got to see another new guy tonight, the long champ pitch, and they held it down. And again, the defense was outstanding, man. Outstanding.
Awesome, great stuff. Offensively, you guys got ahead 1-0 in the first inning there. Another nice lead to start the game. Then he said Jude settled in there. 6 innings, strong, 4 hits, 1 run, 6 Ks in the game. Said light pitch count, just 72 pitches, so real efficient. After you said last couple outings didn't have his best stuff, kind of grinding through those. So big for him to come out here, obviously, and have a great start for you guys.
Yeah. Coming out, that kind of set the tone for us. That we were, kind of sent a message too, like, okay, we know we, scored 21 runs last night, but we scratched out 1 run in the first, and that's got to give the guys credit for understanding that, it's still baseball and every day's different. So in my mind, we kind of took control of that right away by scratching out that one with Whitley getting on base, his speed, getting in position, and then us getting him in to score. So again, Jude coming out, being efficient, keeping the rhythm and flow of the game going, allowed our hitters, to carry on, what they've been doing, and that's stringing hits together, getting walks, getting on base, and just, causing havoc on the base path. So, right now, again, our team's playing well. Everybody's in sync. Pitch is good, hitting's good, defense is really good. You try to keep that momentum, try to keep the guys relaxed, and just understand that it's the same feeling every day, whether we're at home, whether we're traveling, whether we're, long bus trip, late night, whatever it is, you just keep the same approach, and you don't get too high, too low. And so, right now, going to Frederick, I'm sure it's going to be a packed game, high energy game. So I'm excited for the guys to get a chance to play in the holiday weekend too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Let's say on Harry Gent again, back in the off spot, 3 for 5 tonight. 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. 3 RBIs.
Yeah, Harry didn't start it last night. And here's the thing, I like Harry, and I like what he brings to the team. His energy, his baseball IQ, and he's just a tough baseball player. He's not the tallest, and that's not something to point out at all. But for any size player, the skills and the energy and the intensity he brings to the team is valuable. So last night he did it in the leadoff spot, and I wanted to see what he could do back-to-back days, and he definitely set the tone again, just with his energy in that lineup, playing third base, playing solid third base, and then he got to show off some pop tonight. So, I kind of gave him a little bit of a hard time about his later at-bats, being like, hey, now, you got a home run, but don't think that's what got you here, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
He showed that by getting a little base hit opposite field right there, ground ball. And so, again, these guys are just they're playing the game, they're having fun right now, and keeping it simple.
Yeah, and more on Gent, for the public out there, he's a D3 guy, Haverford College, tore up his 4-year career there. Now coming to the draft league, been just, like I said, working real hard, and now having real success lately for you guys.
Yeah, he's, I joke with Harry because I'm like, you're going to be a GM before you're going to be a big leaguer, just because his baseball IQ and whatnot is so high, and he's just, he's really in the game. Of course, I joke with him, but he's got skills, man, and he does have power in the bat. But the in betweens, the baseball talk, the baseball, chirping, like he loves it, and it shows. So he's an important part of his ball club. He's finally starting to get some more playing time after being real patient and just kind of getting what he could get, and he's taking advantage of it.
It's awesome. See, Mike Hooley came through for you guys again in the 5th inning in a 3-1 game. Nice 2-run single. Add some more runs there.
Absolutely. We've been waiting for Hooley to kind of get back. We watch you guys go through, I wouldn't say slumps, but, the up and downs of baseball. And, he's been hitting balls hard and having good ABs these last few games. And it was just a matter of time before some of these, softer hits fall. And then I expect, his bat to be loud this weekend.
Yeah, and I want to touch more on Judah Berdessa, guy who's been with you guys all season long now. Made, I think, a handful of starts, 5 starts. Just touch on how he's been throughout his in between his starts and how hard he works and everything.
Yeah, Jude's been obviously day one guy, starting every game for us. He's done with everything we've asked. His presence, his energy, also. The way he carries himself on the mound, he's a supreme competitor, and his stuff was absolutely filthy tonight. He held probably one of the best players in the league, Boston Smith. I think hitless tonight, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a tough task. So, his sinker was working, his slider was nasty, and again, just his overall attitude and what he's going to do on the mound, I think sets him apart and makes him, in my mind, a prospect for sure.
Awesome. Now, looking ahead, moving forward, with the win, you guys go to above 500 now at 12-11 on the season. The standings are pretty tight here. First 2 teams, Williamsport 12-9, West Virginia 11-9, Trenton Thunder 12-11, State College 10-10. There's 8 games left on the schedule in this first half, so you're excited to go to Frederick for the game tomorrow, and then host them Friday night. State College over the weekend at home. So your excitement for the rest of this 8 games in this first half in tight standings?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we always talk about this league, and it's not all about wins, but, it's still part of it because we're playing baseball. So the thing about being a coach or manager in this league, you can coach through. You can gain more credibility when you win ball games, when you're trying to develop players and, telling them this is the way you do things. This is how you approach game. And then, when you win, it just kind of validates what you're teaching. So, it's nice. It adds a little more, intensity, I guess, or energy to the last week of the season. The last 8 games or whatever you said, but we just going to try to stay focused on playing good baseball and what we're here for, and that's to develop. So we do that. It should be pretty fun, last 8 games of this first half. Yeah,
do you have your starter in line for tomorrow?
Yeah, well, tomorrow we'll go with Carver. Can't remember his first name. John, maybe?
John Carver,
yeah. Sorry, Carver, but yeah.
Cool.
We'll go with him tomorrow. He's getting a start after a couple. Sorry, Eli, our bus driver's driving in the rivets.
Oh, good.
I don't know if you can hear that. Sorry. Eli, stay on the road, dude. Shit. Anyway, Carv's had a couple outings for us, and now he's going to get a start tomorrow. So, Again, it'll be fun to see these new guys that have been around get a little taste of a little bit longer outing. But we should be pretty full strength in the bullpen tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Want to also mention Cooper McGrath and Aiden Weaver, who also pitched.
Yeah.
And Aiden Weaver, who came in throwing really hard and got a couple base runners, but was able to get out of that as well. Again, showing just discipline, perseverance, and not breaking ever. And then got to mention Cooper McGrath. I think he's filthy, and ever since his first, I think, one or two outings, he's been lights out. And it's been great to have him. But they did their jobs. It was great tonight. Back to tomorrow. I'm excited to be at Frederick too, because we haven't yeah, we can hear you. We haven't been to Frederick yet, and I feel like our hitters are going to enjoy hitting at Frederick. So
cool.
Hopefully there's more than just the traditional fireworks.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, hopefully we can put out some ones with a bat also.
Some long balls, more runs on the board.
Yeah, you know it.
Cool. Yeah, awesome stuff. And Thunder manager Shawn Chacon, team is in route from Williamsport, Pennsylvania to Frederick, Maryland, following the 6-2 win tonight and 2-game sweep over to Crosscutters. Again, thanks as always for Shawn Chacon joining me here. And safe travels out to Frederick, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, Travis. Good to be here, always. To the fans,
Be back.
make sure you guys get out and support us 4th of July weekend. Get that energy. Thanks, Travis.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Shawn.
All right, man.